from the top. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, fellow Pville, and welcome to the Pheliville Podcast. My name is V Royalty Bonane. Is it Ergekole School? My name is V Royalty.
And Usamale, Kulube. I'm kidding though. Usamale Brian Shenguga Shabalala.
So this is a Pheliville podcast, and the reason why we started this is because you as a Pville and as a youth, you don't have that platform. You know, you're going to be proud of where you come from, or you even get a gist of the history of Pville, and also have a platform where you can learn. You understand? This is why we're doing this. This is for you to learn, to get access to knowledge that you don't know about, and also to learn from our very own adults.
I mean, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
One of the reasons our podcast they go navigate. Some of the people to just see what happens to just get connected, just deal with the issues, the social issues, and what, just bridge the gap between Renal and the youth, so
and
that
I
they
think
have access to us.
True, and most importantly, we are going to be the voice for Ngukisisa, because there's issues we're facing, especially as a youth, and you know, as Motoko Peli, nobody can say on my behalf. And I think that is my role here, to speak on the behalf of everyone that's young in Peli, and also get wisdom from the likes of you.
Yeah.
You understand?
And I also get wisdom from you. Remember, learning is a two-way thing. So, we can learn. We can actually get to understand. You should say, understand. Not always just go to somewhere. Arna idea, arna clue.
True. So, Tabang ke Pheliville. We are called, like, this place is called Atteridgeville, right? And we don't know the history of Atteridgeville. I don't know if you know, but now the only history I've learned is that Batwaba Holo, they come from Lady Selborne, during the apartheid era. Before we get a Google barracking definition of Atteridgeville, I would like for you to tell me, what is your history? Atteridgeville or Pville?
Similar to what you just said. Kitsi who go the Lady Selborne le go di maraba starte what is your mopeli what compressive momo di for room. So for now personally, it's not a very nice history, but I'm told by others already it was better than go no one can. But from the little lady it's in was that Konebanna was much better than Moachiji. But nonetheless, the politics inside all we know is that it developed a beautiful community, and a trailblazers, and a sharp, style,
yeah, I mean, obviously, but you know, Google says Atteridgeville is a township located near Pretoria, South Africa. Okay, fine, we get that. It's named after Miss Lucille Attridge, an American who worked as a publicist for the South African Railways during the 1920s. 1920s.
Yeah.
Not that Atteridgeville told me about 1950, 60, but yeah, we go way back. Lucille Attridge was involved in promoting the area and its development. I mean, you know, I think we know the likes of Tabang, TK, Libo, Spooka, like literally, like when they wanted Atteridgeville to be at its peak and be at its best, you know, the best township, the cleanest township.
Yeah. It's
people who looked up to the likes of Lucille. Atteridge was established as a settlement for Black Africans during the apartheid era. Lady Selborne. And trust, I don't think this was the better place, because Lady Selborne has got fertile soil. It's beautiful. That's where Lady Selborne is, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's why now I find it, I feel a bit twisted in because I see the Google it was a good thing or what. But I don't believe a good thing would be in Kusakuma.
Yeah.
But anyway, as you were talking about Statue Mujapelo, Bra Obriani, who's a trailblazer, fashion designer. So Atteridgeville and these are some of the people who are exposure to one, so that you know so that youth are not going to honor him to look up to and not just be limited because so we're going to be interviewing and bringing very exciting people.
True, and also not just but like we are also very relevant. I mean, if you know the brand Gap, Blaro, brand is branded in Black Child. It's because when you're talking about designers, we also speak about our very own Baba Local. The Arc. Situated in Como Village. So the Arc is a brainchild of one of the most talented and most amazing people that I know. He goes by the name of Tabang, and we're going to be chatting to him a bit later on. Make sure that you stay tuned because Tabang, TK, he's in the building. He was a former ward councillor, right?
Yes.
So later on we're going to be chatting to someone like him. But right now, if we're going to give you a brief history about ourselves, my name is Vincentia Noktulam Semanga. Currently on radio, I call myself V Royalty because I'm a broadcaster. But I feel like if you want to learn and grow and make money in this life, you need to be able to speak this language.
Of course.
That's how it rolls. Because
No, of course I agree with you there.
yeah, so I'm a
It's
broadcaster. Babang bangiti from Krato Jaifa. Karina Kotaba Hills Launjo. I burn the dance floor. I make sure wherever I am, I'm a vibe. And I'm sitting here with somebody that I look up to so much. You're not just a DJ, but you're a socialite. You've done so many amazing things for the community. Like,
I got to personally.
Yeah.
Maria, I've been around forever. And I've been mostly more entertainment thing. From way back in the days, some of us will remember. A group of something for the Honeys, which was very popular and ahead of its time. We did amazing things. We even taught Raisa Budimidrende, Joburg, and lots of other places. But it started as a street bash. It was very nice, a very colorful street bash in our track.
I mean, and these are things that we will be talking about. Mojolo is an important thing. Like,
exactly,
Mojolo so make sure that you check us out because lots of Mojolo, body event, the things are white, but Nabamo Peli Bayako Plaking SO. Why do you groove at certain places? Those are the things we're going to be talking about. But you know what? Learning a lot about you. I think I want to give a brief history of where you are. If you saw the intro, you saw how beautiful this place we are in is. It's called the Arc, right? The Arc at 1349. Yeah, the Arc fella because I mean, the Arc, but it's the Arc at 1349, and the brief history is that this was a brainchild of TK. He's bringing together all the businesses and all the brands Sabatapapeli and giving them an establishment where they can be komolo, promote their business, but also not just as barking. They not just as a display, but also as businessmen how to groom themselves, But we're gonna delve into that as Tabang comes on later on.
And if I can add just to that, just before you go, through collaboration here, Safari Developments, who are the owners of some of the largest malls here. So Safari has been keen for the communities to see what they can come up with. So that the community, they can also assist in issues such as job creation and all of those, hence the mall, hence all these opportunities that are given to people location in Nare.
No,
So
that's actually
it's
very good.
commendable.
It is because I mean you can't just run a business if the people the most don't make money. Nobody comes to shop.
Exactly.
You understand? So I feel like it's a very beautiful thing that Safari Investments is doing. And hopefully they continue to invest and maybe
I'm sure they will, and there are other collaborators, there are other investors. Our guests will introduce a bit more background, their history, the art.
So one thing that I will tell you, the best thing for me at Atteridgeville is just how but like we can identify each other. Like okana watsa mo Pitori, mara ho ka Atteridgeville, you kono bona ra o kwa ka siaga. Or because Ritana Kadifakeo anyway if you bump into each other and really this thing or protect like hey ola kasiak. Trust. I don't take over halang and then bona basi engage like lelor motho a lebele disana litane. But if anything wrong happens to you, I mean it has happened kiloko social ko shot left and then somebody wako peli notices me and puts oh ukile ka kole ya ngwa asa wara ro jengile ro lebeletse. So for me that's the one thing I feel like makes me proud of. For me it's the best thing about Atteridgeville. What is the best thing for you?
I think the best thing about Atteridgeville for me is the fact and it's an argument, I suppose. Because Sparkles as well. Now I can Sparkles as well. An argument there, run over Sparkles, Marna can tell you. I can honor Sparkles, and Anna Sparkles, and that was my first experience. I think Megisale primary, and before then, Nonal into Barinke Hamburg, which didn't have the chips, and Nonal would 5-1. Let's honor the chips. And then came Sparkle. Sparkle now was this African sandwich. In a lay the chips more than anything. And then I think they continue to explore with more ingredients. You know, they got in the Russian and stuff like that. Because before, I think Paloni was there back in the day, but it was just Acha Boloto Paloni, nothing more. And then Mboza, for me, is the one who came up with Ansadi Viana, with Ansadi Indi. I know go so to go Jobe, you know, the fight between Pretoria and Jobe, was just quick. They were Nigerian and South Africa. Jobe will tell you they came up with all these things. And it's not true.
Comes from
you.
And I will ask to like Nagarato Seka, Kemutua Peli, I requested Katabe, Pakoseka Peli, Naga Hopola back then go Wimpy, Kosabona, like Golenoka, everyone from anywhere. No, like Nerivita Wimpy. Sorry. Okay, but actually that helps me to explain this. There was this household, Kabula never access Pakane. They were the first household, I think people bought access Pakosa Letisi, Lebega, you know, they started adding these fancy stuff. Before Gomez Park, I think Gomez Park originated from that because Batu would leave Ostata, Bakwa Sosha, Bakwa Mamelodi, just for Pakosako Wimpy. Like Kamala no Zurunya Pakasaka 4 hours before because Okoyama line.
But Wimpy is on the way with a Wimpy Kososvi. Wimpy. Why is on the way with a Wimpy and
yeah,
is only use a Wimpy and go go
yeah, because we always adapt these things. But I think for really video wimpins because nearly the first pack is a nationally beef paints and a proper beef paints. You think they really wanna know. But also I think, you know what, I just want the public to let me know, like when I'm as a Pelian, like what is the best thing about Peli for you? You know? I mean Vele for us it's a lot of other things, but I'd love for you to tell me. So we went around in the streets and spoke to a few people in Atteridgeville, but okay, no. What is the best thing about Peli for them? So make sure that you listen to this.
Sure, Mandinza.
No, like it, that's all.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Hope you're enjoying the sound, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is that one thing that you love about Atteridgeville, Peli?
Okay, no, I think Peli has a special place in my heart because I'm the author of Motswako, the Beginnings book. So I documented the guys like Buffy Cleaver, Blacksmith is from Peli, JR is from Peli, contributed to Motswako, T-Style is from Peli, Iggy Smalls, the late, and the Wuho, you know. So yeah, Peli has a special place in my heart because the guys have contributed a lot to the development of Motswako and Motswako movement.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Great.
Who are we with today?
You were Laurentia Blay, aka known as Blay.
Now that is so nice. Lorenzo, I got a question for you.
Yes.
But you're gonna love it. So the question is, based on your experience, what is the best thing about Atteridgeville?
Atteridgeville, Peli Matlanyeng, Rahafiwa.
Drone to what is it?
Makotan, Remo Jelly Baby.
Remo Jelly Baby. Remo Jelly Baby.
Yes, so definitely.
So what would you say, what are the things that you admire about Peli based on like the experience, what the people you engage with, the language, what did you enjoy most?
Peli's unity, Peli's diversity, everybody comes to Peli. Yes, every creed we get along, we group together, we live together, we grow together. I don't know about
But since you said you are one of like the big owners of LGBTQ, what is that one thing that you can inspire people who are just like you or your role models, people that look up to you? What would you tell them about the community and how to move upon it?
As LGBTQI community, I'll say Pville is very friendly to you. So even if you feel like coming out and being yourself, you are welcome in Pville wherever you want to go. Even if you're just eating out or taking a walk with your partner, you say,
just have fun.
Yes, people are not.
Yeah, they're not. And we really love that. But thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you guys.
God bless.
All the best.
Hola braga. Dinsa. Awana ga jo uti pilenyana nix ma jumpisa mara. Ra tshwara mara di question ya fang di one e. What is the best thing about Pville?
Pville na brua.
It habitse.
Pville ke pleke ngo brua kana.
Sure.
O thakole o ka dumo o nna pele ba tsa. Le batho ba tsa ba ya takamo ba tsa. Abati sike ba tsa ka mnate. Brua. Pville ke pleke mnate le shela enye ba tsa thakana ba nyeke nyo tlo ka fela. Ke teng ka yi ba tsa. O lebella di di teng. O la le batho local business ba tsa. O tla o cheka nyana nkomo ya ba tsamile nyana ka nkomo ba tsanyana. Batho a tenyana ba tsa. O lebella na le bol ashmona le bo Pville ba fethu ba ka Pville ya so nna nka rata ba fethu ba ba tsang khole le khaufi a ba tle Pville ba fethu Pville mnate Pville e nthongolo ngwe teng ba ga se o timi dijo ka mo Pville antsa le dira ga se o timi wena e tla o etele le maroba la teng nthongolo ngwe teng so ke sa itseng hore wena o ditimba Pville le teng ba fethu a re teng Pville ka le bona.
I think one of the people who spoke are the fashion. And then like Brian Mo, this is very directed to you. Horror from Nakola Kale like Bakala Babara Brindu Kaskabo Shaina, it could like Pville Kenzele like a diaparon, fashion, style, Matatanze.
Maybe it's really going to run out of color by the brain.
I was somewhere.
Or brain if it's out of color. But anyway, so yeah, from Boon Tatemolare and Alevoma, I mean, Copola di Torigan Tatemolaka, not to Mille besides like a Corleho with Sabatore, Pramshengo got his suit, Shapali suit saying, the important what, even the cars he drove or Pramshengo, whatever, and then I had similar stories. About Bunta Bamba Nevale Prominente, Kamahara Atteridgeville, Badi Hokore, Kare, Kintongwe, Nelly Pride Atteridgeville, almost years hour, Lueno to Pecana Cozo, no Marape, in Gassasal Mora, at least whichever way you corner, Lena get Zamayan or Kibe fashionable. I remember only participating never years, Bomaniaka Navarato Visa di extravaganza or something like that, or Axel Polapi. Mardoza memories, I remember na oh high. Henaba it's a party. Nabar Nikerato Namela Tafula Jive, and Nikerato it's a Michael Jackson. It's funny because I can jive for another, so I don't know rhythm. If it's a guy, yeah. But honestly, I mean, that's why Nalevo O'Brien. I mean, O'Brien is big in the fashion world industry. Coming from Atteridgeville and Hanranku, which is where he's dually based. He's done phenomenal things. And we're going to talk about other who are fairly young, like who is doing amazing things. Hughes and Miles is such a big brand. And yeah, so there are a lot of people.
Is he the one that went to the Milan Fashion Week?
Yeah, he did. He's very well researched and he stumbled across it. He's a friend of mine, so he told me his actual story, which is nice. But what I know is that we're going to have him as a guest. One day I'm putting him on the spot anyway.
Yeah.
So, who at a time when the designers traditionally were just up and coming, but they were very generic. Mudilati. So Mudilati came up with Vensuze, now marriage material, and she does amazing things. Keep up and can go on forever. And so when you talk about fashion, definitely you're hitting the mark. Or Atteridgeville vele ke pleke ya.
Ke pleke ya rena. I mean, hello. I mean, ke hopola like ne ke bona black child to go varsity. E apere ka mshifano mongwe wa ko Soweto or you know a student from Cape Town. Ke magala re batho black child. I literally was introduced to black child outside of Atteridgeville. I was like,
it was,
what?
Let me tell you, it was a shock to many people because first of all, and kudos and big ups to Charles Masubelele because he, like the name itself, for one, it's not, that's why a lot of people were thinking, not for Nabila, I even thought it was American, to be honest.
True.
I didn't think it was a local brand. And I like how he came up with this, I mean, slush puppy thingy, or what do you call a smoothie, or something and what. And there's other amazing designs. Also, just to mention, we are being sponsored by Black Child and Blaro.
And Blaro.
Kudos to them.
Blaro,
and you know what I like? Also, like just last thing, these two labels is that little Nadiara accommodate. I mean, I can still wear a funky t-shirt like this one. So there's always something to find Kamara Blaro or Kamara Black Child, even for somebody my age, which is nice.
And in case you wonder,
and I want to reveal my age, by the way.
These are actually made from Atteridgeville. I'm going to tell you the owner of the brand, the name where you can. Anywho, you know what? We've been talking and talking and talking. But I also want to touch on the music. If they don't accept it, you must know for it can pass. Hit was actually like, if you know it's a hit, no one what are the Pelians saying about it? Are they receiving it as a crowd? I mean, you're a DJ, my life.
I like how you actually mentioned that, and I'll tell you, there's a story that I stumbled across here. But I can tell you what DJ Christo say Vinny Da Vinci. So Vinny Da Vinci actually said, or there was a time at Liengoa, very legendary pet 4, Gososville. At that day, but let's say said that no Snalipina one hitting, but it was smashing hits. And he was there, he was just taking, he was in awe. Man, who is Alan Dipina Sakit? And I can't go, he was already quite up and not so much up and coming, quite established already. So he was just wondering how Kopeli. So and then there's history about Christo Suleiman. There's a late legend Tomuarabarke Brand Cabo. Now Kitakata Buntataro and what. But this is just shows you some of the legends. I mean the late Bob Mabena.
Hello.
An amazing talent, amazing broadcaster that we look up to. And we've had the opportunity to also work with Kabadi Something for the Anis and all of those things. Then there's something which is someone who's very personal to me and very close to my heart, the late E.G. Smalls, who I went to high school with. We were friends from high school until his unfortunate and very sad death, accident at Perform. E.G. Smalls was ahead of his time. He had produced a song, Alinkileli Kiswete, for Levomatosa. I can imagine. We're talking 2004. So before there was Black Coffee, Atteridgeville had somebody who's going. It's unfortunate it was cut short. He was working Levomatosa. He managed to get us artists that would come into the gig. It's Nabo Fresh, if I can, DJs, because he was also one of the co-founders or something for the Anis. So Atteridgeville really, happy power, Victor Spring. Victor Spring is the father to Vigro Deep. A lot of people don't know that. So Peli is amazing. Abidoza comes from Peli.
I mean, and then not just that, like, you know, when you like, Atteridgeville will always respect the name of Mojava for that hit. Because for me, that hit, it completely that sister Bettina.
Yeah, it does.
And for me, that will always, can't say the name here, but for me, that's the best one.
Sorry.
Okay. I get like a compound, but it's fine. You're gonna be chilled like that. Anywho,
It's not a bad name.
It isn't.
Is it? Maybe Nagizi.
No,
Nagizi
it
is just a
isn't.
beautiful ngwanyana kana go tseba.
Yeah. And like bo barke bo mang the likes of Bozing Master, bo Pentele.
Yeah. Oh, the late Pensele. Wow.
Hey, bo Mapentane,
Amazing,
you know.
amazing.
Bo Data Man, like
Yeah.
those people, they didn't just no pop no.
Yeah.
There's a big history when it comes to music, and
Yeah.
it goes long back then. But you know what? I think these are the things that you need to tune in for. Like, Bataba, we're going to be having them in the studio talking about them. We're going to be looking at the history of Bataba, like Papa Vigro, okay, man. Like before Vigro, there was someone who was actually in the music scene. I feel like you actually understand yourself as a person if you know where you come from. And this is kind of like those type of platforms where we're going to be actually giving you that type of history.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
But we've spoken a lot about this. I think it's time for us to speak to our guest for today. And we've got a very, very, very handsome man. A very well-honored guy.
He's married. Don't call him handsome too much.
No, but he's still a look. I mean,
kidding.
people must
It's
know.
joke.
I
I can't say he's handsome. I'm a guy,
you're
so
a
yeah,
guy.
I'll leave it for you.
So can you please give
compliment
us a
the
brief history
ladies.
for our guest today?
Yeah, it's very vibrant, very, I mean, he needs no introduction. He's been in so many things as far as community development is concerned. He's led groups like Ayole, he's been the PRO. He's a absolute fantastic. If you need an MC for your wedding, that's the guy to get.
Amazing.
But I'm sure he's expensive because he's done quite flashy events.
Yeah.
So I don't think he comes cheap. But anyway.
And also events around.
Yeah.
And he's also like, an advocate for the youth. He's been a councillor for Ward 51. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, this man's CV is very big. He's currently the CEO of Pheliville NPC and also the brainchild for the ARC at 1349. Please welcome Tabang. I never to say name.
Magodielo.
Magodielo.
Brother.
Sir Brian?
Shapuru.
I'm good and you, man.
Punjab.
Tada. Nice one. Sure.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be interviewing you.
No, man, thank you so much. Number one, I want to thank you for agreeing to do this. UNV was a no-brainer that you guys can do this job better than anyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate that.
Sure, Sir Brian. Sure.
So if we can just, we've already had this intro, and this is not even a quarter of what you do.
Yeah.
We unfortunately for time, we can't just recover it.
Sure.
If you can just explain, who is Tabang?
You know, Brian, it's so difficult to talk about oneself, but just like you, Brian, I was born here. Peli is my hood, my footprint in location.
Yeah.
I've got a passion for developing people. Not necessarily just the youth, but just necessarily to just say, how do I help a person move from one space of life to another space of life?
Yeah.
Be it you are in business or you are in education, I'm a developer. I'm a social entrepreneur. And I believe no one is coming to get us, Brian. The efforts and the skills we have and nature, we can't go anywhere.
Of course.
But Brian, just to go through my some of my programs, like you said, I was once a PRO for an organization called YFCA, which we started around 2001, and it meant Youth for Changes. I'm one of the people who started and brought Live Life. You know Live Life, remember when HIV/AIDS was very prevalent?
Wow,
yeah, so we brought Love Life more Atteridgeville, and we set it up more clinicing. So it's okay more Atteridgeville. Yeah, one of the things when I started, yeah, one of the reasons you are helping was some of us the work that we did. They brought us in, Brian, because of they saw they needed a peer-to-peer engagement that was back then talking about sex and sexuality between an adult and was a taboo.
Yeah.
So they wanted to bring young people who could speak, who were not shy to go in front of the public and speak, or even guide the Takatsabona. And I came in very handy. But also one of the things that I did was that I developed the love for center stage. I developed a love for a mic, And that thing grew so many other things in me. I found myself on radio at Tshwane FM. I found myself at Pville FM. And I did so many events. One of the events that I actually was very proud of was the Service Excellence Awards I used to do for the staff of Colorful.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I used to award doctors and nurses for doing an excelling work within the hospital, and I did that for 5 years.
Wow.
So it's just so many things that I did, Brian, and I think it was pretty an obvious thing when my name was put up for choice here for councillor in Atteridgeville, and that was like, man, this is a no-brainer. TK has been doing these things. It didn't even feel like a job.
Yeah.
It felt like me continuing doing what I've been doing.
I know you were very hands-on.
Yes.
You were a phone call away for a lot of people, a lot of issues. I remember there was a time, so you just come in there when we had this strike. So serious, and you played a vital role. I remember actually, let's say Naka Transformer. Yes, it looked like a movie. I was like, all I did Transformer straight because we were threatening people included like a local go power station.
Yes.
But no, just on a serious note, you've always been that guy.
Yes.
And you are right, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Brian, I took it from our forefathers, you know. Pville is known for excellence, my brother.
Okay.
It's known for being clean. It's known for its excellence in education. It's known for its excellence in business, you know. And Brian, I grew up in a space where I used to look up to Manama Serias. There used to be the position in a block man. Block money. And some of them you know. There is more the late Ntate Chabalala. Yes, and I used to hear stories about Ntate Chabalala back in the years.
Yeah.
But there were many other leaders outside the political spectrum that I used to look up to.
Yeah.
And I had no choice but to do the right thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Atteridgeville is Brian.
Yeah.
So if I fumbled, Atteridgeville would know and your name will go down.
Exactly.
Remember the time when I came in Gadi Transformer. Honestly, to be honest, let me just say it here now. A lot of people saw me come with those transformers. I was scared.
I know.
I was scared. My family was threatened to say, if we don't get lights tonight, we're burning your house. And those threats, transformer. I had to say, hey, they used to say, no, hey, transformer. And then there were others who were saying, TK, if you're serious, go get them. I had to drive.
No, I remember that.
Outside of Atteridgeville. To a motse on about Tom. Ka kopa di transformer let's go Thoma motse o. Now ke kopa di transformer tse. Re di se ko Atteridgeville. I drove into them and ka tsona ka mo Atteridgeville and said, you know what? If tshwantse go fshe, a go fshe nna pele. And let's see ke nnete gore they really mean burning. But when I came in, I got a welcome and we're like, what? I didn't even expect that. Because I was with Metro Police, but you know, I also said I cannot sit mo lefifing. 3 days unna mo locationing le sone le Eben. Really, it was painful.
And I was there leading to action. I remember a whole lot of interventions. It's really busy. That's all. So I just wanted to say it was a mark of a leader because I mean, no kind of but you also saw the need as a leader to come and rescue your own people out of disaster. And these are some of the moments that you as a councillor. I remember a group in neighborhood who used to bother you all the time, the street poles and what, and you were there, you were visible. It was visible leadership and what, but
it's an honor to serve actually, Brian. Not everyone gets such an opportunity at a young age to be trusted kama philo amalapa abatu. It was a true honor. That was, as much as it was challenging, it was my best 5 years of, number one, learning about myself, and number two, also having a dream to change things, communicationing, and saying, if I were to be chosen, I want to change 1, 2, 3, and I got that opportunity, and at least I could do it. I mean, remember the time when we cleaned Mabika?
Yeah.
And I did that with the late the late Bob Mabena and the rest of the community. I made a call out A1. Ne, ka Facebook. Brian, I got about 3,000 people who came. And then Brian, it was not because they were coming to Tabang. It's because they love their hood.
Yeah.
And they were wanting someone to stand up. And I said, I'm raising my hand. Who's raising their hands with me? Bob did that, and so many other people. They came in. Said, let's see how we can help. They said, let's see how we can help. One of my side soldiers was a lady called Nomsa Shibambo. She made sure that she rallies people. Yeah,
we must bring on someone. We will.
Please do invite her. Please do invite her. But for just that part of my life, I'm truly grateful for the people of Atteridgeville and the political party I used to serve.
Hills Lounge. Hills Lounge. And I stand to be corrected.
This is not in the script.
Was the first bargain black groove ka Maharam Mall. Before Ashmali, anything with PLK and what?
Yeah.
Foreigner, you know what that meant. It brought pride. Besides what the main lane and the obvious malls, Kamara Molonga Kamara location. Only a black that looks so good. But remember, nearly why will you remember? Nearly Spare. And then Spare has its own Hills Lounge. Hills Lounge was beautiful. Kiribia or Pville, the gig is a successful thing. Usually New Year's Eve, I don't think, and I saw a break, I don't think Corona New Year's Eve in Kilenia Swangalela, Kanapul in that time. And you know the story again too. A lot of people want to say about our eco-fail. But we went ahead, and I thank you for your support and believing me when I live in Tabang.
Sure.
Because we forged ahead and we had something successful, something we could really look back at and say, wow.
I like you said, Atteridgeville rata style rata monat. Atteridgeville nation just that one thing.
Yeah.
I was young, I was hungry, I was vibrant. I had dreams. I saw big clubs and I used to think we can do this Mokasiarona. And the very company Safari, when we brought in the proposal to say, you know what, we don't have the money but we've got the vision. They said, why not? They opened up the space for us. We got investors by investor in the place. It became the most popular place actually in Pretoria. I mean, we hosted people like Bomoni Benningham, Black Coffee. We hosted the then Mikasa, Zonke, Lira, my guy. You, Brian, of course. Oshapa, I'm legend. So we owed it to Atteridgeville. And like I said, I did it with great people. I mean, the late Sabata, may his soul rest in place. Mohau Mutlu, you just mentioned him. He's got a boutique now. Tabang Sioka, and many other people. I mean, today I can point at DJs and say this DJ started his career there. I mean, would you believe that one of the people that actually got the vibe when she was coming up was Lamise? Lamise. And one of the ones was Tricks. And Links. We had a dynamic duo. They were the people Rikidi house resident DJs. We call them dynamic duo. Tricks and Links. This one used to play house and this one used to play hip hop. Beautiful.
No,
and do you know why we called it Hills? Because Atteridgeville is the only place in Pretoria or Tshwane that has got the best landscape ever. It's either in Atteridgeville you're going way up or way down. There's a point in Atteridgeville, you don't even have to travel. There's a place right Kosiabi or Kotlali, Litindisa. If you stand there, you can see town. You can see Atteridgeville up until Komushengo. You can see Lotus, the beautiful lights, and it's because of in Atteridgeville whether you're going up or down. You know that when you buy a house, the more expensive it becomes. So we took pride to say why Barry Hills is that the pub or the club is based within Hills, and we wanted to brag about our landscape allocation, Laro.
And we did.
We did. Very good job.
I mean, at the time, I think we were talking 2010, 2011, somewhere there. Yeah, it was a first of its kind. Beautiful finishings, beautiful furniture.
The then Konka, hey?
Then Konka,
Yeah,
it was really
it was nice.
We even had American DJs like Alton Miller.
Oh yes, Alton Miller,
Ralph Gum.
the Very Christos, Kanunu.
Yeah, we had all
of them.
The best.
All of them.
Mosquito,
yeah. Tebe, Lenyora.
Yeah. And then we had Morafi. So Tabang, I mean, thank you so much for being here. We could sit and talk
why
about
we go next to the
V-Mesh.
Good to see you. No ways. Never feel space in Yana.
Sure, man.
But you know what? I've learned a lot, and I'm really appreciating this. Thank you so much for coming. I'm feeling like we're thinking, what Peli no Peli arana fela go koneng, there's big brains come up who are making things happen, and you're like, one of those people that do that for us. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Man. No, thank you for being part of this project here.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best, you and Brian. I know you guys are going to do a sterling work for the people of Atteridgeville, not for us, for the people of Pville.
True.
Sure.
So, once again, it has been an amazing time that we've been spending with you. I don't know, I think maybe we'll shoot the loads of mine and then we'll continue with our thing.
Guys, thank you so much.
And a little cold drink, yeah? No, but it's fine. You know what, Brian? I think there's a lot that has been discussed, but there's a lot more we need to unpack. So when I'm on talk, just make sure that you stay tuned to the Pheliville pages, because we're on Facebook. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're on TikTok, we're on, anyway.
Yeah.
Twitter,
we're there.
So I'm never Drake, you go tweet.
Yeah.
So I'm never Drake, you go Twitter. Yeah. So make sure that whatever videos we post, you comment. You share your comments, share your views, especially on YouTube. There's a comment section. Tell us, what do you want us to talk about? What do you want to hear on this podcast? And if situations there's a whole lot more that I think we're going to be talking about.
And tell us who as well. Who
yeah, exactly.
Let's see if we can bring them. If there's anybody only meeting, or maybe please tell us remotely say.
No, definitely. I think what we need to do now is make sure that Batba Pay at the end of maybe this season, they are educated, they're informed, not even educated, they are informed, they are employed, they are skilled, and they're knowledgeable. Conversation because
more exciting things say Sakotlan. Please do tune in.
That's it. No, I think enough for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check us out, because on the next episode, the brainchild of Black Child. Yeah, brainchild of Black Child. Then Barara kono rap. We can rhyme. But anywho, that's all for us for today. Make sure that you check us out again. Babaske control or Halang Sadumeli Diladi Ketsa Kenavi Royalty. And a very goodbye.
Hey, cut.